Yes, indeed, folks. You're listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. The big topic today is the crazy Insidia debacle. And we've done a half an hour on this so far. I'm going to cap it off with another 15 minutes by referring to Kungan and Muck's blogs, as well as reading some more of your emails and then just capping off the general topic. Now, it should be obvious to anyone that's just listening to this show that I am not an unbiased person. I have opinions, and that's why people listen to the show. They want to hear my opinions. They don't want to hear some balanced, neutral thing. You want to hear balanced neutrality, then head over to somewhere like, say, MMO Champion. They just report the news. I don't report on the news, I talk about the news. I comment on it, I give you opinions, that's how it goes. If you don't like that, then this will not be the show for you. Now, some people might say, oh, well, you're just siding with Insidia, maybe you're biased or whatever. Well, let me put it this way, I'm friends with an awful lot of endgame raiding guilds. I have a lot of respect for those players, because I think that raiding is the best part of WoW, by far. And I've interviewed an awful lot of them in the past, a lot of whom are, quote, rivals. Yeah? I am someone who, in fact, the only person in the entire history of WoW broadcasting, or indeed, I believe, in terms of WoW sites in general, to get 4 endgame raiding guilds, all of whom were bitter rivals, onto the same show to talk to each other about raiding. Only person to ever do that in 5 or 6 years. So just bear this in mind. I like an awful lot of guilds. I like Paragon. I think Paragon are a fantastic guild. And to be fair, the worst thing about this entire thing is that Paragon did not get due credit for their kill of the Lich King, which was technically the first legit kill. We've heard about first legit kills. Remember Method, back in the day, got the first legit kill on Lady Vash, after it bugged out for Insidia, of course. Not Insidia's fault, yet again. I don't have a particular bias against or towards any particular guild other than Exodus, because they're a bunch of freaking morons. Now, that's the problem I've got with them. They're mouthy bastards that embarrass their entire country and piss off the rest of them. Therein lies the problem. They are setting the raiding scene back. Yeah? They make hardcore raiding guilds look dumb. Incredibly freaking stupid, which is why I dislike them. You know, I can get over the xenophobia, I can get over the thinly veiled racism, but what I can't get over is how it makes hardcore raiders look, and how it makes the raiding player base and anyone that supports them look. It makes them look stupid, and therein lies the problem when you say things like that. But as regards to Paragon, great guild, absolutely fantastic. Premonition, great guild. Vodka, great guild. Loads of other guilds that I absolutely 110% support. Why wouldn't I? I want to see the envelope pushed because I want to see better raid content for me to make experience. I'm not on the cutting edge anymore. I used to be, not anymore. I don't have the time. I don't have the inclination. But it's in my best interest to see good, challenging content. Just because I get there later doesn't mean I don't want it to be hard. So I need those guilds to be pushing the envelope for my benefit and the benefit of tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of other raiders who are on my level and who are not bleeding edge but still want a challenge. So it's in my best interest for guilds to be supported and indeed defended when things like this happen. Because to me this is blatant martyr, you know, they're just sticking the little martyr badge on. It's like, hey, you know, we're sending you off as the sacrificial lamb, Insidia, for our mistake. Which is pathetic in my honest opinion. Right, okay. So let's have a look at some of the other ones, and then we'll head into discussion of Muck and Kungan's blogs here. So, dear the host of shows, you dare look upon the host of shows? I shall devour you all! Yeah, I need a drop-in for that. This is from Blood Guzzler. He says this. He's on US Nazgrel. He's a level 80 rogue. I have to agree that Blizzard was at fault here for not testing the fight, but I would have to say that Insidia should take the blame as well. Why didn't Insidia stop after realizing what the Saronite bombs did to the platform? Well, here's the thing. How do you know that? How do you know that they actually knew? Because I argued earlier in the show that it would be nigh impossible to know that that was causing the problem. Again, with a fight with so many spell effects going on, and a rogue who is in the arse of whatever they're fighting, how would you see the Saronite bombs, and how would you put 2 and 2 together? I don't believe you would. It's not something that's obvious. Yeah, it's not something really incredibly obvious. It's actually kind of hard to notice. Now, he's saying that he believes the chat logs should have been released from the fight. Well, I don't think that would help very much, because they use Ventrilo, like any other proper raiding guild. I know Kungan likes to type a lot. Now, also, upon this, they should only have banned the rogue, not the whole party. I believe if a lynching party was informed of the forums, their title would have only been taken away and they'd have received a slap on the wrist. Then again, it was very immature on how some of the banned Insidia reacted, showing some sense of guilt. I truly believe both parties were at fault and nothing more. I don't think they showed a sense of guilt. I think they were angry And why wouldn't they be? Wouldn't you be to have your name besmirched by Blizzard? You know, you've tested all their content for them, either directly or indirectly, and what do? You know, it's like they fell into a trap more so than anything. You know, and they ended up getting burned for it. They would be angry. I would be angry. What do you think I would have done if it was my guild? Answer that. I would have come on the air and had a broadcast to 50,000 people and more besides. Blizzard, you suck, and you made a terrible mistake. I probably wouldn't have been that polite, but there you go. On show blogs, yeah, we're not talking about front page posts here, we're talking about blogs for the different members. Yeah? Look at the blogs. We're talking about Muck's blog, Kungan's blog. Why don't they have the right to express their anger on their blog? That's what blogs are for! Go read blogs, they're all about anger. They're all about angst. That's what blogging's all about. Live Journal thrived on that. So I agree with the whole they should have had the title taken away. Yeah? Take away the title, take away the achievement, take away the loot, and let them try it again. They shouldn't have been banned. That's my argument there. They should have been given the opportunity to do the fight again in the proper way, just as they were with Illidan and other fights back in the day. When there was an issue, the GMs found it, hotfixed it, and said, do it again, because this is not the way it's supposed to go. So, again, I don't believe they realised it, and I don't think releasing the chat logs would be really all that helpful, honestly. And again, with the siege damage indication, some people were saying, oh, well, it did siege damage. No, it didn't, actually. It came up with 0 siege damage, so that's also irrelevant there. Right, let's go and have a look at a couple more emails. Back to the inbox. Why is it taking so long to load? There we go. So, here we go. Alright, that's from Dayster. We've already done that one. Let's have a look at here. So, the Elite Hacksaw says that he hears that the Insidia Guild message of the day at the time was something like, aloud, don't tell anyone how we did this. Obviously, there's no official source for this. Well, yeah, there's no official source for this. Therein lies the problem. There you go. So, here we go. This one is from John Gussie, and he says this. And this is about premonition. And he says, I'm not personally motivated by competition, although I realise that many, or most in brackets, people are. I think many people, I don't think most people are, but many are, yeah. So this fact means that I can be very surprised by the lengths people will go for keeping up with the Joneses. Well, I don't know what that means, it's some crazy phrase. Earlier this week, Insidia exploited their kill and got a ban and the achievement removed. Yesterday I posted about Tasty Beverage, who server transferred but also faction transferred in order to get extra attempts. As people actually do that? I remember Exodus saying they were gonna do that. Oh. I don't believe anyone actually did it. Now, today we have a guild that was able to kill the Lich King on mains or alts, given the limited attempts. They solved their problem, however, by having someone transfer in who can unlock hard mode for them, and are now doing hard modes without actually having killed the Lich King. This was stated in the IRC channel. And it says, Mage in our guild got accepted, was decent in WoW, then promo took him after they had declined him months ago to unlock hard modes for them. The guild leader of the guild that the person left said, Imperia, who provided them hard mode access, was from our guild. He was promoted to full member just a few days ago. That's from stratfood.com. Okay, so what? You're saying premonition exploited? No, that indicates to me a massive, great, stonking problem with the stupid damn attunement system. It's attunements again, ladies and gentlemen. Attunements are terrible. They are. They are awful and pointless, and we got rid of them ages ago. So, you're suggesting what exactly? That we should go back to this stupid unlock system, the stupid attunements? No. Again, allow people the opportunity to beat a fight on its own merits, on the merits of their skill. Their skill. Nothing else. No other nonsense. No, why should people have to wait? Why should people have to wait to go and do, say, the hard mode of... let's have a think. Lord Marigar. Why should they have to beat the freaking Lich King in order to do that? The hard mode airship battle. Shock horror, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's. I tell you what, it's along the lines of.
Not one, but two Jormungandr words.
Terrifying. Well, to be fair, not one but two Jormungandr words is actually kind of hard on hard mode. But here's the point: let people succeed or fail on their own merits. Don't make them jump through hoops. The problem is not premonition. The problem is the system right here. Yeah, they wanted to start on hard modes. The system allowed them to do that. So, who's at fault here, exactly? The system is broken. The system needs to be fixed. The system needs to go altogether. It's nonsense. It shouldn't have been in there to begin with. There should not be attunements for hard modes. That's terrible. Let people choose. Let them succeed or fail. For God's sake, allow them to fail. It's the coddling of the player base which has gotten us to this point in the first place. It's pathetic. Right, and one more before I go into the blogs. This is from Rurikan on Silvermoon. He says this: for starters, I would have done the exact same thing. However, don't you even consider the chance that they actually knew what the Selenite bombs were doing? I mean, they're one of the top guilds in the game. Is it possible to interpret that they might have known? There's no way to know that. My logic, bearing in mind, looking at the fight, looking at what was happening there, I don't think they knew, honestly. I really don't, because I wouldn't have known. And I don't think any other guilds would have noticed either, because it's such a tiny thing that makes very little sense. And this is something I brought up in conversation with someone. And let me ask you this. This kind of follows up to the whole, oh, well, should they have stopped DPSing the Valkyrie? Was that right or wrong? Let's twist it around for a moment. Should the rogue, if he knew this was happening, have sacrificed his legitimate damage rotation just because Blizzard screwed up? It's like asking me to stop using arcane power because Blizzard makes arcane power buggy or something. There's actually a real-world example of this. Rot face. I can't use the... what the hell do they call it? I can't remember what it's called. Mirror image, yeah? Mirror image. I can't use mirror image in that encounter because it breaks it. It breaks the encounter. The bloody slime goes everywhere if I use mirror image because it screws up their aggro tables. It doesn't work properly. It breaks the fight. Blink. The same thing happens with Blink. I can't use my two legitimate abilities because Blizzard screwed up. And in this case, it's not even a case of it breaking the fight. I can't use them in that fight because we won't be able to kill it. Now, this is the opposite. You can't use them in that fight because you will be able to kill it? What? I can't use my damage ability because my damage ability helps me kill the boss. What? What is it supposed to do exactly? Fireworks and wonderful kittens and perhaps a little pinata to come out and entertain the children? Dancing clowns? What is it supposed to do? Blizzard, what is your damage ability designed to do? Do damage, perhaps? Wow, what a revelation. So you're telling the damage class to stop doing damage? Are you insane? What kind of testing environment do you do that doesn't take into account what people are supposed to be doing? Are your testers, in fact, cyborgs? Is this the case? I can't imagine. It's all simulations and virtual reality. You don't have real people testing this. They've got brains in a jar. What a joke. Right. Got a few minutes to talk a little bit about what was said in these blogs here. There's some very interesting things. I just want to talk about Kungan's blog here. It's a great blog. Blizzard, you messed up this time. You can check this out on Insidia.com. Go read it. It's a great read. Insidia.com/Kungan/blog. Go have a read of it. It's very, very nice indeed. So, yeah, he's talking about the exploit, and he gives this great list of broken bosses. Vanilla, Onyxia, it was possible to stand on the ledges to avoid getting feared into fires. Ragnaros, impossible, and got nerfed several times before he was killed. Nefarian, issues with that. Apparently you could have more than 40 people logged out in the room, and if someone died, you just have another guy log in and take his place. Also, you could soft reset him and get more tries than you used up in your hour. Cthulhu, bugs all over the place, impossible on release. Kel'Thuzad, chance to despawn for the whole reset if you let the instance. This happened to us after we wiped at 1% twice. Not one, but two attempts, ladies and gentlemen, during World Firsts. We weren't exactly happy about that. And of course, you'd think that was fixed in the Burning Crusade, but no! You could use limited vulnerability potions on Gruul to avoid the main shatter. Bugs all over the place in Magtheridon, fixed a week after our kill to an easier version. Lady Vash, bugs all over the place. Kael'thas, impossible. Archimonde, several bugs the first week. Illidan, first version, only Nihilum and SK Gaming attempted, had a few bugs, and funnily enough, Blizzard actually fixed them between tries. That is how you're supposed to do it. And killed Jaden! Of all people, the last boss in the ultimate quote-unquote instance that Blizzard ever created, you can avoid getting ad spawns with bubbles and ice block. Every single end of instance boss has been broken in one way or another, and after 5 years, Blizzard has not sorted it out. Now tell me, in all honesty, hand on heart, that the fault is with Insidia and not with Blizzard freaking Entertainment. Tell me that, and I will see a liar. I will see an ignoramus, and I will point, and I will laugh, because you don't see the true elephant in the room. And that means that you are blind. My name is Total Biscuit. You are listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com. We'll be back after the break with some more fantastic content. Feels good to be back. Let's play some Tad Morose, some Anubis. Enjoy.